to another episode of FSBGC Out Loud.
That's right, the podcast where we share stories, conversation, and community moments from the Portsmouth Boys and Girls Club out loud.
I'm Yaji.
And I'm Savannah, and we are so excited about today's episode.
Last week marked something really special, Red Ribbon Week.
It's an important conversation not just for students and family, but for everyone who cares about making positive, healthy choices.
To help us talk about it, we've got a wonderful guest joining us, someone who's been leading the charge for prevention and education in Sebastian County.
Please welcome Katherine Krueger from the Sebastian County Opioid Task Force.
Katherine has been working closely with schools, law enforcement, and community groups to bring substance abuse awareness to the River Valley, and we can't wait to hear what it's all about.
Thanks, you guys. Like they said, my name is Katherine Krueger. I work for the Sebastian County Opioid Task Force, and I manage a grant called the Drug-Free Communities Grant. So I get to work with business people, with physicians, with students, with families, really every type of group in the community to not only raise awareness about what issues we see in the River Valley, but then also how to provide education and support to families that are struggling with substance abuse.
That's great.
Katherine, first off, thank you for taking the time to join us today. For listeners who might not be familiar, can you tell us a little bit about what Red Ribbon Week is and what it stands for?
Sure. So Red Ribbon Week started in the late 80s. It started in California after someone who had basically disappeared after he was a DEA agent trying to stop drug trafficking from Mexico to California. And so a group of people, a coalition in California, started Red Ribbon Week. So people like the Lions Club, which is still around today, we have one in Fort Smith, and other community partners basically started this awareness campaign to see, okay, there's an issue with drug trafficking in the United States and it's affecting families and people in our communities. And so Red Ribbon Week was started as just an awareness campaign, but then it spread to be nationwide to where now local coalitions all over the United States are providing awareness about not only the problems, but then also how to be informed about what's going on and what kind of refusal skills that you can have to say no to drugs.
That's awesome. That's so cool how it started. Now, a lot of people remember Red Ribbon Week from when they were in school years ago. What is different in today's Red Ribbon Week than when it first started?
So back in the 90s, people were wearing their red ribbons, right? And school counselors or principals were talking to students about drug prevention. Back then, the DARE program was a big support to schools to talk about drug awareness, and now it's broader than that. And so you have education components to it. For example, we're working with Darby schools right now, and we've been at Ramsey and Haas Hall in Fort Smith. So there's a broadness now to what we're doing, where we're not just saying what the problems are and saying no, but how do you actually have the refusal skills? What consequences are there to drug overdose and substance abuse? And especially, what is it like if you start young? How much harder that will be to break those habits when you're young versus people who are older.
I love that. It sounds like it's more about decision making and life skills now than not just saying no.
Yeah.
Could you share how Red Ribbon Week connects us with young people in today's world, especially with all the challenges they face?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think now more than ever, it's important to know for students and middle schoolers and high schoolers to know about substance abuse and what the consequences are, especially because anxiety rates are higher now than they have ever been for students. And so one way that people negatively cope with anxiety, right, is through substance abuse. And so understanding healthy ways to cope with things is really important. And just knowing the consequences. Again, I can't stress that enough, that actually understanding what happens and how it changes your body and your chemistry in your brain when you start using substances, but just understanding it. I really do believe that knowledge is power, and so the more that you know, the better equipped you are to make decisions.
Right. I think before, when we've talked to you, you've mentioned partnerships being a big part of this. How has the Sebastian County Opioid and the Fort Smith Boys and Girls Clubs work together to bring substance abuse prevention to our area?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have been really excited that the Fort Smith Boys and Girls Club Teen Center opened this fall. So that's how I've gotten to meet you guys, of course. And just provide support to the Teen Center to eventually have programming, have a teen coalition. We have this group of amazing adults in the community, people from business leaders to state representatives, the mayor. We have people that are physicians, educators, social workers, just concerned parents. So we have this comprehensive group of adults that care about our policies in our town and bringing awareness, and so we really want that for our students as well. I think the Teen Center is going to be a great place to see that, and also just with the different Boys and Girls Clubs in the area as well. I had the privilege this summer of getting to talk to some different students at 2 of the different clubs, and so anyway, it's been a good partnership so far, and I'm excited to see how the students and the teenagers like you guys will take the concept and grow it, because I think that teenagers know what their peers and community needs for themselves more than an adult does, right? And so I'm excited to see what that'll be like in the next few years.
Right, and we're so glad that we have adults that can actually help us. Before we wrap up, Katherine, what's one key message or takeaway you want our listeners to remember about abuse awareness and what it means for the future of our community?
Sure. I think that if there's one or a few takeaways, it would be that addiction doesn't discriminate. That's one of our, as the Sebastian County Opioid Task Force, that's one of our kind of taglines. But I know that personally and have seen it professionally, that in any family, in any socioeconomic status, and in any situation, addiction runs rampant, right? And so you don't know how substances will affect your body or how addicting they can be. And so it's just really important to know the consequences of those things. And also, I just think that there's so much beauty in community partnership and working together to make Fort Smith a better place. And so that's been a fun part that I would love other people to join in on too.
Which is why we have Red Ribbon Week.
Yeah.
Katherine, thank you so very much for joining us today and for everything you're doing to help our community stay safe, informed, and inspired.
Absolutely. It's great to see programs like Red Ribbon Week making a difference again. And we're so proud that the Fort Smith Boys and Girls Clubs get to be a part of that mission.
If you want to learn more about drug abuse awareness or the Sebastian County Opioid Task Force, check out the links in our episode description.
And of course, make sure you subscribe, share it, and tell your friends to tune in next time.
Because if you love Fort Smith Boys and Girls Club,
love them out loud!
Love them out loud. This is FSBGC Out Loud. Great future start here.